Hey guys, so part one of the finale is here. I don't think I'm prepared for this. My heart is beating so fast right now. As always, I try to stay away from spoilers as much as I can. I do know that Maddie will end up joining the war. I'm guessing she runs away from Clarke. Oh my god, my heart's beating so fast. I think this episode could actually kill me. Like, there are so many deaths predicted for this season, and like no one has died really. We've made it, guys. Season finale, part one. I'm just gonna put play and try to survive this. Oh my god. I'm not prepared for this. Oh my god. Oh my god, finally the war is here. I've been waiting for this for so long.
As fast as I can.
He doesn't know how to.
She's got a kick.
Oh my god. Raven.
I don't run.
It's a trap.
Something's wrong.
No. No, I'm not ready. Ethan.
Child, how are you fighting anything?
Maddie to be friends. Oh, please tell me it was just like a shoulder wound or something. It was like next to Octavia and everything. God damn it, Kane. I know he has his reasons, but Kane. Wonkru's still your people. Did you really think McCreary
right.
gonna be okay with
this alone?
Courtesy of our friends aboard Aegis 3.
They weren't criminals.
Neither are we. Only one reason you're still alive.
He does care about the
Once
kid.
she's born, you won't be.
He cares about his kid?
Octavia would have killed us. We made our choice.
No, you made her
You made
choice.
your choice.
Thank you. She's gone.
Maddie?
She's so gone, yes. Thank you.
Maddie?
I mean, I'm glad, but at the same time, she's still only 12. Damn, did she prepare and like, I knew it.
Ascending superiors. I changed the passphrase.
She changed the passphrase. I mean, she is still a child, but oh my god. Clarke. No. Oh no.
So much for surrender.
Oh my god, that started off so strong with the... I can't believe Clarke shot-colored Maddie. She changed the passcode. Oh, that was awesome. Love Maddie. She's a commander, but she's not. She's still a kid. But then again, so was Lexa. But that argument doesn't always hold because Lexa was trained since birth to be a commander. Maddie wasn't. So there's the difference in that. I mean, they were both children, which is horrible to begin with. Now she has the flame and she has the knowledge of all the past commanders, but it's still, you know, she's still this child, and Clarke's not going to stop looking at her as this child. Her child, and but the shot caller, I think this is where like Raven and Spacekru are going to come and they're going to take off Maddie's collar or something like that. But they're going to, I feel like that's just because Abby did that to Raven and now Clarke's doing that to Maddie, and Raven's going to be like, what's your problem? Like, I don't know. I feel like that might be something that happens. I'm not prepared for this episode, Ethan. Oh my god, I'm never going to get over that. I mean, I know we only saw a little bit of this kid, but oh my god. Nate. Jackson's.
Flame called this shirt tail. Say that again.
Stop, guys. Oh my god, Miller.
Give me a suture kit, something for his pain. We're all out. Of what? Of everything.
Oh my god. Miller.
She wasn't alone. Kane betrayed us too.
Monty, where the hell's Bellamy?
He's missing.
If there are 300 of you, then attack. You have the number.
That's not an option. There's only a handful of people willing to go back in.
Oh my god.
Well, what about our support then?
Thing McCreary doesn't have is a pilot. And you want to walk one through the front door?
Right, it's too risky.
I agree with Murphy. We can't get them through the doors this time.
Yep.
We're clear, come on!
Quickly.
Indra!
Indra!
Gaia's hit.
Is Gaia gonna die? I've never been the hugest fan of Gaia, but I have liked her this season because she didn't try to force the flame on Maddie.
Save yourselves. I'm not leaving my daughter. Why are you doing this? A week ago, he hit us in the bed. A week ago? You were a traitor. Next week, you may be again. Right now, you're Wonkru.
I was not prepared for this episode. I just, I don't know what to think. I don't know like how to process, and just like my heart's been beating so fast since the beginning of this episode, and this episode may kill me. I don't know if Echo's gonna go lead the army because she has past experience, but I don't think they'd listen to her. So I think does she know about Maddie? Because if she does, then they're gonna go get Maddie, because she knows that they would follow her commander. I mean, they're not gonna follow her. And the whole thing with the factions between the Flame and then Blood Reina groups, the thing is, I understand why the Flame people don't want to march, because now they follow the commander, which is an easier option for them than fighting for Blood Reina and going in there and getting killed. It's easier just to wait for a commander. I feel like if they didn't have that option, most of them would still march. Ethan, oh my god, Ethan, please don't be dead. Please have it be like a shoulder injury. And oh my god, Nyla said that they're all out of medical supplies. Miller can't die. Miller can't die. Oh my god, I'm gonna die if Miller dies. No, Pill. Don't do it, Abby. Is she gonna tell him that it was her?
First we survive, then we get our humanity back.
Oh, that's what he said.
You told me that.
Oh.
I wish I still believed it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Yay, Abby. Oh, Vincent.
I like what you added it.
Knew it.
Take off the collar before Clarke gets back.
Safe to say she's not up for Mother of the Year. Get the hell away from her. Hey, Clarke. I haven't seen you in 6 years. This is how you say hello.
Clarke.
Holy shit.
She left Bellamy to die now. Or I won't go with you.
Shit. God damn, Clarke. I mean, I know she doesn't want...
Take our pilot and his girlfriend back to the ship.
Oh my god, Clarke.
Thank you, Clarke. It's time to end this so that both our children can live happily ever after.
Oh my god, McCreary. Okay. I understand her not wanting Maddie to die and going to this war. But putting a shock collar on her and leading McCreary's people to know they were trying to escape is a very big extreme. Like, I'm trying to understand. I think I would have gone with her. If she was this hell-bent on it, and she has the commander Flame, like, I don't think there's much you can do to stop her from going, so I would go with her, so at least I can try to help. Because I don't think there's anything she can do that's gonna stop Maddie from wanting to go out there. But yeah, the Echo and Clarke fight, I'm sorry, but I was kind of on Echo's side on that. I mean, I know Clarke's mama bear and she's trying to protect her kid, but she kind of crossed the line when she shock-collared Maddie and was threatening to kill Raven. I mean, I just would have gone with Maddie, but like, Echo saying like she left Bellamy to die. Echo's still gonna get a lot of hate because of Clarke, but she really cares about Bellamy and Bellamy really cares about her, so I don't know, I just don't want either of them to die, because if they like love each other, it's horrible to watch someone you love die, and I don't want that from them. I want them to be happy. I don't care who they're with, even if it's not my ship. Oh my god, is Vincent gonna kill Kane? That's a horrible way to go.
Abby's not here. Well, the trigger to my collar, it was in her hand when she left. Okay, thank you, Vincent.
Please don't go this way.
She saved your life, so.
Oh my god.
Truly care for her. You saw. I can't do that.
Because she's letting him kill in order
Most
to...
addicts fall off the wagon in the wake of personal tragedy. Did you know that?
He's
The
gonna
death of a loved one.
kill Kane in order to... Kill Kane in order to get Abby to fall back into drugs. Oh my god, he just... Killing him. Oh, she killed him. Kane, not this way, please. Kane, not this way. Not this way, Kane.
Forgive me. I know you told Octavia to bring me.
He knew?
She killed us, babe. Not you.
Kane, not that way. Gaia?
Echo fa.
You sorta clear ayo.
Just you stay. Koliwe mo. Mama na come by here. I ain't gonna try and stay.
No. Just believe me.
Keep fighting. If not for you, then for her.
Conversation. I'm broken.
I don't know. I feel like it's all like happening so fast that my brain isn't processing it all right now, and I don't know. So Kane did know Abby was the one to tell Octavia to break him, and he still blames Octavia. I mean, yeah, Octavia was the one who killed them, but she was scared that what happened on the Ark was going to happen, and Abby was scared of that too. They were both scared. Again, they were in this horrible situation. And also, I keep forgetting, but Octavia became their leader at like 18. And 2 years after, what, she was 20? She was 20 and she had to start murdering her own people, and it's just a lot to put on a 20-year-old shoulder and an 18-year-old shoulder, like being the leader of the clans. Like, that's why I don't like that the commanders were always so young. But the thing with that is that they were trained. They trained them to be a commander. That's a little bit different. I mean, I still think it's horrible that they're still kids, but in this world, at least they're trained to be commanders. And Octavia was never a leader, and she even said she was never a leader. And she never wanted to be a leader. With everything they told her, like, she kind of didn't know what else to do, and she did. Especially, like, after the bunker was open, she was just like, I can't let this all be for nothing. She still did horrible things, but... Oh.
The great one, Hera. Willing to do anything to protect her people. Bellamy loved you. You were good for him. As far as I can tell, he was good for you too. Bellamy's not dead, Clarke. He survived your betrayal in Polis long enough to march straight into your betrayal here. What? Now you care about Bellamy. I always cared.
Oh my god.
Sorry. And she took it willingly. Didn't you, Hera? Don't call her that.
She knows I did. I did it because I love you.
This talk.
Love was weakness. Isn't that what the commanders in your head tell you?
All but one. I see you, and then I walk away, leaving you there alone. She's not a ghost. She's real. Betraying you is her deepest regret. She's showing me that because she doesn't want you to make the same mistake.
Lexa's talking through Maddie. It's a little weird, but at the same time.
Too. But I have to do this.
This is how we survive.
Life is more about
But life should be about more than just surviving.
Thank you. It took Lexa to bring her back.
I have to stop that transport ship from taking off, so you can lead your people through that gorge. I will always protect you. Echo will be by your side every step of the way. I knew it the day I met you, when you led me into that bear trap. You are Maddie Wonkru. Heir to Becca Bremen. Successor to Lexa Comtrick. I loved her so much. But it's nothing compared to how much I love you.
I can't.
We will meet again.
A lot just happened in that scene. I'm glad Clarke finally realized that Maddie's gonna do this no matter what, and that she needs to do what she can to protect her. You could see how much Clarke cares for Bellamy in that talk with Echo, and Echo sees it too. I don't know how Bulwark's gonna happen this season, but it'd be nice if it did. But I'm okay if it didn't at this point. I just kind of want them to be happy.
We're getting out of here.
No, we're not. Look, McCreary is gonna torture us. I'm asking you to turn it on.
Don't. No.
I'm not killing you.
No.
I'm not bombing Wonkru.
No.
When they torture you, he's raving. It's the only way.
No. No.
If we take him off the table, McCreary has nothing.
What do you care if I die? Isn't that what you want?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Her heartbeat is slowing. I'll give them a target. The next time they open fire.
No. You're not dying for me. I may never be able to fix what I broke, but I can save you.
Man gonna son. A man gonna son.
My brother. My responsibility.
She's waiting for it. She wants to die. I'm worried.
Rescue!
Oh god, stupid to be honest, I know what happened this episode, but my brain can't process right now. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna turn this off and try to calm myself enough to talk about this episode. It's been a while. Let's talk about Kane. We're pretty sure he's dead. Vincent killed him. And the reason was because Vincent wanted Abby to relapse so that he could continue on killing because of what happened last time. You know, she chose the pills over stopping him killing those people. And he figured if she was still an addict, he could still, she could still help him get what he needs. And his death, I didn't expect it to be like that. I knew Kane was most likely going to die this season. I knew I felt like a lot of people were going to die this season, and I didn't think they were going to wait until the finale to start killing everyone off. That was crazy. Kane broke. He was talking to Abby, and he said that when she said what he said before in season 3, first we survive, then we find our humanity again. And Kane was like, I wish I still believed that. Like, he in a sense is done. I liked Kane. I didn't really like him this season. His betrayal of the plan they cooked up with Spacekru and Dioza caused a lot of Wonkru to die. And probably Wonkru would have died, anyways, but they would have probably had less casualties if Kane hadn't told them. And he knew it was Abby who told Octavia to break him, and he was telling Abby not to blame herself. I could see his point, because Octavia is the one that pulled the trigger, but I also see Octavia's point. She had to do what she needed to do to get her people to eat, and Abby told her the horror story of what happened in the Ark, that they never recovered, and it broke them, and all of that, and she didn't want her people to go through that. Kane's dead. I mean, there's no way he survived. I thought it was very interesting how he, his stab points were the same where Jaha was stabbed, so it was kind of like she couldn't save Jaha and she's not going to be able to save Kane. I didn't expect it to come from Vincent. I really didn't. The whole, he wants to kill, so he has to get Abby to take the drugs, because if he gets her the drugs, then she kind of lets him kill because she's too busy trying to take the drugs. It was a horrible way for Kane to go. I say horrible in the sense, like, I can't believe that's how he died, but at the same time it was interesting, since it's in Abby's storyline, and you can connect the death to Abby. I'm not saying it's Abby's fault, I'm saying you can connect it to Abby, and that's also what happened with Abby's first husband, with Clarke's dad. She tried to get Jaha to convince him, and instead Jaha killed him, and her addiction made her help Vincent, and Vincent wanting her to still be an addict so he could still do his stuff, he was like, okay, I kill Kane, she grieves, she relapses. Like, I'm not saying it's her fault, I'm just saying, like, you can connect the two, and that really sucks. Yeah, let's talk about something else. McCreary. Kane and Dioza went to him. I didn't think that was going to go well. I was hoping it was part of the plan. Apparently it wasn't. And I never expected McCreary to accept a surrender. And I didn't expect McCreary to be okay with just Kane and Dioza. The baby, though, McCreary actually wants his child. He wants, he was like, have a peaceful future for our children to Clarke. And I don't really know how that is. Just weird seeing McCreary in that mindset where he actually looks like he cares for this child, and he told Dioza that the only reason you're still alive is because of the baby, and once the baby's born, like Dioza, he's going to kill Dioza. But if he survives the season, I feel like it'd be interesting to see his character development, him being a dad now. I don't know. I'm not sure how Wonkru and Spacekru are going to get out of it. McCreary will be defeated. I feel like now that they have Maddie, the rest of Wonkru is going to march, and they are going to be able, they have the numbers. McCreary right now has the missiles, but Shaw doesn't want to launch him, and he's scared he's going to break, so he asks Raven to kill him. And that is my segue into Raven and Shaw. Raven and Shaw. Last episode, they finally kissed and everything, and I don't know. He was like, you need to turn my collar on so I'll kill him, and I was like, no, Shaw is not allowed to die. Raven cannot go through all that again, and him asking Raven to kill him. I don't know, I'm scared for Raven because I just want Raven to be happy. Raven is an amazing character. She's an amazing person. She is so smart. She is so strong. She has survived so much, and she deserves to be happy. Shaw saying that he's gonna break when they start torturing Raven, I was like, sweetie, yes, but Raven is strong. She won't want you to break. I feel like Raven could take it. Like, it sounds horrible, but like, Raven's been through so much. She'd be like, don't do it no matter what they do to me. Like, that's the type of person she is. They said something about Allegius 3. I remember they said Allegius 3 weren't prisoners. And we know Allegius 3 is coming. We've gotten hints all over the season. So they addressed that they aren't prisoners. So I'm interested in seeing who they are exactly. Okay. Monty and Harper are up there with Jackson and Nyla helping the injured, and I hope they make it. I hope everyone out there that's helping the injured at the moment is going to make it. I think they're all past the worms, so I think they're good there. I do feel like the worms are going to come back somehow, and I just don't know how yet. Looking into the deaths, the thing that shocked me and hurt, I think the most, because I knew Kane's death was coming, and I knew Gaia, like, her death was possible, but Ethan, I hope he's not dead. I hope he's not dead. I will pray to the commanders and everything, like, I don't want him to be dead. I've loved this character, and he's been in like 3 episodes, but still, you know, it kind of shows the life of a Wonkru warrior in a sense. You know, he was little when Wonkru was founded. He grew up with Wonkru. He trained as a warrior for Wonkru, and he dies in battle. And it's, that death, I'm really hoping he's not dead. I'm really hoping it hit like his shoulder or something, or the Wonkru soldiers that managed to retreat grabbed him and ran, you know, because he's a kid, you know, save the children and everything. But he was right up with Octavia. I mean, I kind of wanted to see a bit of Octavia's role in raising Ethan, because she did promise Jaha and all of that, and I wanted to see a little bit more of that. I figured maybe like Nyla stepped up, so I'm worried. Like, I kind of want to see that relationship, because obviously someone stepped up and took care of this kid after Jaha died, and Octavia promised. And I know Nyla, I feel like Nyla might have stepped up and been like a mom or like a guardian to him, and I want to see like what's gonna happen now that he's possibly dead. I'm kind of in denial. I don't want to accept his death. It just affected me so much, because this is the kid, you know, and we saw him when he was like 5 years old, and then his dad dying, and Jaha promising to take care of this kid, and then Jaha dying, and I really wanted him and Maddie to be friends. I don't know, that death I think is the one that just like shook me the most. Like, throughout the episode, whenever they were showing Wonkru, I was like, oh my god, this kid is dead. Like, I couldn't process. But other than that, I already talked about Kane. Gaia dying. Gaia was hit. Miller was hit. They're out of supplies when Miller fell. And I'm just like, Miller needs to survive. I know a lot of people don't like him this season. That's okay. I still love him. I know a lot of people don't like him because they also don't like Octavia and the way she was ruling things and how Miller was fiercely loyal to her, but I still liked Miller because he was fiercely loyal to her. If it was someone else and he was fiercely loyal to them, I would like it too, because that's his character. He's a very loyal person, and he followed Octavia. He was Wonkru. It just said a lot about his character, even if what he was going along was wrong or wasn't the best choices. I still really enjoy his character, and I really don't want him to die. And Jackson and Nyla there being the medics, it was just like the whole war thing. I was looking at it, and it looked like, you know, the soldiers coming back to the medic tents and everything, and I was just like, oh my god, this is perfect. Like, they're doing such a great job with this, and I wanted to cry, and so much was going on. I hope Miller's okay. They're getting Gaia back to the camp. They're out of supplies, so I don't know what they're going to do with that, but hopefully Gaia's going to be okay. In Gaia's injury, we get to see Gaia and Indra interact, and I've loved Indra this season, even though she has gone against Octavia, which I totally understand. It's just that, you know, Gaia and Indra did have a part in who Blood Reina became, and they do admit it. But what I love about Indra is she still loves Octavia, and she loves Gaia. And we met Gaia in season 4, and we knew that her and Indra's relationship had been strained. So it's very nice to see their mother-daughter bond now. Like Indra, when they were in the pits, Indra willing to sacrifice herself, you know, telling Gaia to kill her, and this saying that she was going to be the distraction to try to save Gaia, and them talking and trig, and she was like, my child, and I was like, oh my god, don't do this to me. Like, I really liked Indra and Gaia's relationship, their scene that they had. And then Bellamy coming over to Gaia and saying, like, what about the commander? You know, you have to live, you're gonna have to be there for Maddie. Like, what's a commander without her flamekeeper? Giving Gaia that will to live through what she's lived for, the flame and the commanders. Hopefully Gaia makes it. Like I've said, I've never been a huge fan of Gaia, but, you know, I appreciate her character, and I really liked this season how she didn't force the flame on Maddie, and how she was, you know, she remained loyal to Blood Reina until the commander stepped up. So, Clarke and Maddie. I already talked during one of the commercials about my views on Clarke shot coloring Maddie. I don't agree with it. I can understand why she did it, but I don't agree with it. She is Mama Bear. I already talked about this, so I'm going to keep it short. She did whatever she had to do to protect Maddie, even though it was wrong. And you can't do that to a child. But then again, these circumstances in this show are like horrible. Like, things happen to children all the time. It's just that Maddie was going to go no matter what. Like I said before, I would have gone with her. Or I'm glad that at the end, Clarke finally like accepted it. Clarke has annoyed me this season. I still like her character, and it's just interesting, but just like the decisions she's made. But then again, all the characters have made decisions I didn't like. It's just like she was so hard, she was so everything from Maddie, that it was just like she needs to start thinking about the others. But then again, I understand, she's a mom, that's what she's gonna do. But yeah, and then Maddie and Clarke's talk with Lexa, basically. When Clarke says, love is weakness, that's what the commanders are telling you, isn't it? And she's like, yes, all but one. And we all know who that one is. And it was Lexa. And it just, I've always been Clarke, but I always loved Lexa's character. As a strong female leader, like commander, I didn't agree with her leaving them in Mount Weather and stuff. And I didn't agree with some of the choices she made, just like I love Octavia's character, and I still don't agree with all her choices. But Lexa, to have her come back in Maddie's memories, and at the end, I knew she was going to say that life should be more than just surviving, and that's also what Clarke said to Lexa, and that's what Lexa said to Clarke as she was dying. And I just can't, I couldn't. It was too much for me. It was. And Clarke talking about, like, you know, she's like, I loved her so much, but it's nothing compared to how much she loves Maddie. And that's apparent. And even though I wish Clarke had made some different choices, you know, thinking of the others instead of just Maddie, I understand her thinking about just Maddie because she is a parent. Oh, I was gonna say, it kind of reminded me of Bellamy. You know, Bellamy made stupid choices in the early seasons, and Clarke said every stupid decision you made was to protect his sister. And now it's Clarke's turn. Every stupid decision she's making is to protect Maddie. When Clarke finally realizes no matter what she's doing, like, Maddie's still going to try to get out there and still going to want to save her people. And Maddie told her, like, all I keep seeing is Lexa leaving Clarke at Mount Weather, and she's saying, I'm seeing this memory because it was her regret. Her worst regret was leaving Clarke at Mount Weather, and she's telling Clarke through Maddie, you don't want to do this. You need to go out there and save your friends. With the flame, I know a lot of people want the flame to be destroyed. I do not, just because I find it so interesting, and I think there's just so much they can do with it. I know it's like a problem right now, but just so much could happen revolving around this flame, and I really want to know more about what happened to Becca. Yeah, and then Maddie was like, you know, Lexa's not gone, she's here, like, she's here. Like, she's still there. And I was just like, oh my god, I can't. Like, all the commanders are in there. Like, their conscience is in the flame. I want to know more about that. And I want to know more about the flame in general. And when Allegius comes down, I know they're all Nightbloods. So I don't know what's going to happen. The reunion with Raven also. Like, I think I already talked about the Echo and Clarke fight in one of the commercials. But I kind of like that just because at that point, Echo was fighting for Bellamy. Let's be honest. As much as people may hate that, she was fighting for Bellamy. When she got to the point where she wanted to kill Clarke, and they were like, Echo, stop, and she was like, she left Bellamy to die. It just hurts me how much people hate Echo still. She has changed. Anyways, after the talk with Lexa and everything, Clarke finally decides that, okay, Maddie's gonna do this. She entrusts Maddie to Echo to be like, you get her to the battlefield because I have to go stop that ship where Raven and Shaw are now being held. And she's the one who had the radio on in order to get McCreary to know so that she could stop Maddie from leaving. And that decision pissed me off so much. I don't even really want to talk about it because then it will lead into a whole strategy, battle plan. Clarke finally came to her sense and went to stop the transport ship so that they won't fire the missiles. Maddie and Echo went back to the cave to get Murphy and Maury, and Murphy with his gun. He's always wanted his gun, and it wasn't working. Like, he couldn't work it. It was hilarious. And at the end, it just blew up. But at the end, where he was just like so happy that they made it, and him and Maury's like moment, that was cute. Okay, now to Wonkru and Octavia. Couldn't process for most of this. I don't agree with Octavia burning the farm. That was the decision she made that annoyed me the most. Because with that, she was thinking too much of herself and thinking too emotionally because she just wants to get out of there. And she wants it all to be worth something. I still love her character in a sense that it makes this show so interesting, and her development has just been amazing. And when Gaia said, Wonkru is broken, and I feel like Octavia finally realized, like, once the bunker was open and once everything changed, yeah, Wonkru wasn't the same. And in my mind, I've been trying to pinpoint what exact moment Wonkru broke, because there's a lot of different moments that you can say was the breaking point for Wonkru. And the earliest I can think of is after they came back from the wasteland in episode 6. When they came back and Dioza tried to get people to convert, started cracking Wonkru, and then I don't think her shooting the defectors broke Wonkru. I feel like it just kind of like held everyone back in the fear of being killed. I think also after Bellamy poisoned her, I feel like that was like a big crack in Wonkru, because it was like people who were just like, we should get the delegates back together. There were people like Indra's like supposed to be in command, and there was like Miller, like she ordered us to fight, so we're fighting. Like, I could see all the sides. Indra wanted peace. She was, the one who trained Octavia and everything. Miller was, though, head of the 1st Battalion, and he was right in saying that her last command was to fight, and they should honor that. I understand that. And I understand the lady who wanted to go back to the delegates, although at that point I was like, Wonkru is no longer clans. And then once they brought Maddie in, that's when the whole, like, it just broke in half. Because we had the people loyal to the Flame and people loyal to Blood Reina. And we saw even that loyalty on the battlefield. We saw that girl who was injured, and she was like, Blood Reina, and she tried to stand up and then she got shot. But, she was still there. I feel like probably most of the people who died already were the ones loyal to Blood Reina, because I feel like they wanted to make sure she got out of there. And the ones who surrendered, I was like, surrender was never going to be an option. Maybe under Dioza, but once Echo said that McCreary was in charge, and then Bellamy's like, we're going to surrender, I was like, that's not going to work. And that's kind of why I was mad at Kane too for going to McCreary. I'm like, do you really think McCreary is just going to let Wonkru live? Like, I felt bad because, like, in Kane doing this just to get Octavia not to come in to Eden, he's killing Wonkru. And especially trusting McCreary just to like let them in and accept a surrender was not, I didn't see that going that way. But yeah, so like Wonkru could have broken, you know, I think the whole Maddie coming into it had a big part of it, because that is like when we visibly saw Wonkru divided. And she tried to get them back together by burning the farm and not giving them an option, kind of like she did with the Dark Year. And that was just to get them out of that bunker and get them to fight. So, yeah. But she was like, I broke it. Indra was like, yes, you did. And yeah, Octavia, I love you, but yeah, you broke it in wanting to lead Wonkru the same way when the bunker was closed, now that it's open, and it wasn't going to work. Like I've said before, she was the leader Wonkru needed then, and they needed a different one once the bunker was open, but she was so traumatized and so set in her ways that she still maintained that mentality that ultimately didn't work in their current situation. I still think she did some options that were, you know, the only options for her at the time, and that made sense, at least to me, even if I didn't agree with them. But she did try to do all for her people. And in the ending scene where she was like, what do you care if I live? Don't you want me dead? He's like, I do. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Belle, but that wasn't, I didn't like that. So I don't have much memory left, so I'm going to try to finish this up quickly. I talked about Octavia's breaking Wonkru. I agree that it did. I also don't agree that it was entirely her fault. I feel like Bellamy had a lot to do in it, just because him trying to prevent the war caused a lot of division within Wonkru. After Dioza's attempt to get people to defect, after that, I feel like most of Wonkru would have still marched with Octavia if she hadn't been poisoned. And then the whole, like, should we start up the delegates again? Should Indra be in charge? Should we continue Blood Raina's last request for us? And then Maddie came, and then it was like, okay, you know, there is this side of Wonkru and there is this side of Wonkru. And yeah, but anyways, you know, she finally admitted that she wasn't doing things the best way. And I really liked that. And when Bellamy said that he didn't care if she died, I was just like, no, Bellamy, this isn't you. This isn't you. It just really, like, got me mad at Bellamy. But, you know, he kind of just doesn't see his sister in there anymore. I don't know, I feel like Bellamy himself is very conflicted at the moment. So once Octavia realized that Wonkru is broken, they're in this war, they're so close to what she wanted for them, was the valley. And she's ready to sacrifice herself. I feel like she's always just wanted to be done. I feel like she's wanted a warrior's death for a while now. And I feel like she didn't want it entirely until her people were in that valley and her people were safe. But she was going to sacrifice herself for those she loved, which was Indra and Bellamy and even Gaia. Octavia wasn't going to let Indra sacrifice herself. And her saying, my brother, my responsibility, was like her saying, like, I feel like it was saying, like, you don't have to be responsible for me anymore. Like, right now, I'm going to take responsibility for you. You are my brother, and I'm going to get you out of here because you have always done that for me, and I'm not that same person anymore. I'm not the same, and now it's my turn to protect you and get you out of here because I am the one who put you in this situation to begin with. But her saying, I'm one goodness son, she was like, all of me for all of them. She's like, let's do this. I'm ready. She was ready to die. I really believe she was ready to die. I don't have a doubt in my mind that she has been ready to die this entire war. It's just that she wants to get her people there so that everything she did could be worth it. At least feel like everything she did was worth it. Her going up with the gun and being like, you are Wonkru or you are an enemy of Wonkru, and shooting. I don't know why, but I just love that so much because it was like, yes, like she's still standing by this. She is still doing this for her people, even if what she did wasn't the best option. She is still trying to get her people there, and she still wants her people to be safe in that valley. But yeah, her sacrifice, I loved it. And when she was, when she ran out of ammo, when she just got on her knees and she was with her arms up like Lincoln, she was sacrificing herself for her people just like Lincoln did. the arms were open like he did when he was turning himself in. So she was like turning herself in and then getting on her knees just like he did. And she was ready for it. And oh, I'm so glad Maddie and Echo and all of them came to save her. But as much as I would have hated her death, it would have been a beautiful death. But oh, I'm so glad she's not dead. I knew she wasn't gonna die because unfortunately I did see a picture of Maddie and everyone with the lines on their face, and Maddie was there leading. She had the commander stuff, and Octavia was beside her. So I knew she wasn't gonna die. I hate spoilers. I hate seeing pictures like that. Because I want it to be like, oh my god, like, you know, even though it might kill me, I still want it to be like that. And so when Octavia was about to sacrifice herself, I was like, oh, she's not gonna die. But at the same time, I was like preparing myself for it. I just didn't really know what to expect. But I don't know if people can see it as a redemption or not. Like, I know a lot of people are like, Octavia's too gone. I personally do see it. I know she's been in a dark path, but I've understood her for a lot of it. Just like I understand Clarke in a lot of things, even though it annoys me a lot, I understand her. And I don't blame her entirely for what she's doing, just like I don't blame Octavia entirely for what she's doing. You know, a lot of has changed in 6 years. They're all different. They all have different situations. They all have different families. They're all in the rover, and they're getting out of there, and they're going to go back to the wasteland to camp and reunite everyone under the commander. I want to know what Octavia's role is going to be in this. I know she's going to accept Maddie, but I don't really know how that's going to go. Is Maddie going to be like, you should still follow Blood Arena too because she did keep you alive for this long? Or is she going to be just like, yeah, I'm in charge now? I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, we're going to see how this war plays out next episode, and we're finally going to see how Allegiance 3 comes in. I don't know what to expect for the next episode. I don't think, like, a week waiting. Like, I'm kind of glad it's a week because I like, in rewatching this episode and seeing other people's reactions to this episode, like, I'm gonna need a week to recover from this, since I'm still not fully, like, okay with everything that happened this episode. I think I said everything I wanted to say. I probably left a bunch out just because, like, I'm still, even with the break I took, I'm still not completely, like, but yeah. So anything I didn't say, I will add in little notes as always. This episode was crazy. I'm still recovering. 10 out of 10, forgot to say. Just because a lot of things hit me unexpectedly, and even though it killed me inside, it was still like, it was just so interesting to me. And right now I am too emotional to even think of like what I would have wanted, what else I would have wanted to see. I would take a point off just because I knew Octavia wasn't going to die, but that had nothing to do with the episode. So this season has been amazing. Probably my favorite season. I can't believe we only have one more episode left. I'm not ready for it. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want, and I will see you guys next week for the season finale. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.